Hi everybody, my name is Greg Heinzman and I'm your professor for UF 200. Welcome. We have a challenging semester ahead. The official title of this course is Civic and Ethical Foundations. And the basic theme for the class is with liberty and justice for all. Note that I changed the statement from the Pledge of Allegiance, with liberty and justice for all, to a question. Also note that while the pledge concludes with that statement, we'll be treating it as a starting point, as unfinished business. The United States purports to be a place of equality, liberty, and justice. How are we doing in reference to those concepts? Is there really liberty and justice for everyone? Or are those things we still need to work on? The official course description for this class describes it as a course that engages students in discussions of ethics, diversity, and internationalization. We will work to define and give meaning to those terms. So, you may be thinking that ethics, diversity, and internationalization are the main topics that will provide the through line or the purpose of the class. This is partly true, but for our class, we will focus on those three ideas, ethics, diversity, and internationalization, through the lens of engagement, or more specifically, civic engagement. And even more specifically, engagement with our own code of ethics and our beliefs first, followed by our engagement with our immediate community, and ultimately our engagement, or perhaps lack thereof, with our global community. These three levels, the micro, the self level, the meso, the community level, and the macro, the international, structural, or institutional level, will also provide some of the framework, the scaffolding, if you will, for the construction of a wiser, more informed, and more engaged citizen. A more engaged you. Beyond those goals set forth by the university, I see this class as a safe place to practice creativity, innovation, ingenuity, and experimentation with difficult ideas. It should be a space for human enrichment, not robotic recitation of what you think I want to hear. I sincerely hope that your skills and knowledge will help you also be a teacher in this class, while realizing that other students can be your teacher too, in dialogue with you. We are all student teachers and teacher students, including me. In other words, it should be a space for you to test ideas and hopefully either reconstruct your way of thinking or reinforce it by testing everything you think. Ultimately, it is a class about actively examining and studying how individuals make moral decisions. This is the branch of philosophy called ethics, and exploring your responsibilities and roles in your community and your world. This is called civics, and this will basically be just an introduction to those things. As you go through the Foundational Studies program, you will hear talk of the ULOs. This is the acronym for University Learning Outcomes. These are the skills, the tools, and the patterns of thinking that are intended outcomes you'll hopefully leave the university with. These are the transferable skills that will not only help you look more attractive to employers, but also help you become a lifelong seeker of knowledge. In other words, a positive force for yourself, your community, and your world. Here are the 6 ULOs for Boise State University. 1 is to write effectively in multiple contexts for a variety of audiences. 2 is to communicate effectively in speech, both as speaker and listener. Number 3, engage in effective critical inquiry by defining problems, gathering and evaluating evidence, and determining the adequacy of argumentative discourse. It's a bit of a mouthful. We'll break it down, and you already spent some time breaking that down in UF 100. Number 4, think creatively about complex problems in order to produce, evaluate, and implement innovative possible solutions, often as one member of a team. And number 5, these last two, numbers 5 and 6, are the most important for UF 200. Number 5, analyze ethical issues in personal, professional, and civic life and produce reasoned evaluations of competing value systems and ethical claims. And number 6, apply knowledge of cultural differences to matters of local, regional, national, and international importance, including political, economic, and environmental issues. As you can see, we've got a lot to do. UF 200 specifically focuses on ULOs 1, 5, and 6. So that's writing, civics and ethics, and diversity. While reinforcing ULOs 2, 3, and 4, which were more specifically targeted in your UF 100 class, effective speaking, engaging in critical inquiry, and thinking about complex problems and innovative solutions. And in addition to these 6 general ULOs, there are ULOs specific to your major, which you can find on the Foundational Studies homepage. And finally, something you will find in this section of UF 200 that you might not find in other sections is the use of stand-up and sketch comedy for the purpose of generating conversations about controversial topics. If we attempt to laugh about difficult topics like racism, sexism, classism, transgender oppression, ageism and adultism, ableism, heterosexism, and religious oppression, maybe we can open some doors to fruitful conversations. We will not solve all the world's problems, but people like Wanda Sykes, Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, Sarah Silverman, Josh Blue, Louis C.K., Key and Peele, Kamau Bell, and others can help us see new perspectives while simultaneously entertaining us and pushing us out of our comfort zones. Once again, welcome to UF 200. You'll be hearing and reading more from me as the semester goes on.